Draymond, I know you're always a confident guy, but to actually sit in that audience and see him up there and know that you guys got this done, what was that like for you?
Man, it's surreal, just to see him, joining the squad, joining the family, because that's the way we look at this. It's a surreal feeling, and, I'm excited for him. He's happy with this decision. Like he said, he wanted to make his decision as a man, a decision for himself, and, I'm happy he had the opportunity to do that. I'm happy that we were the team that he chose to be with, and I'm looking forward to getting out on the floor with him.
You guys all piled onto that plane, flew to the Hamptons. What were you guys thinking when the meeting was over, knowing you're first and 4 other teams are going to pitch him before he makes his decision?
I didn't really worry about what the lineup was and how the team meetings would go. I think our focus was on how our meeting went, and I thought, when we walked out of there, I thought the meeting went great. Obviously, there was a lot of things that still needed to be done, and he had a lot of things to kind of take in, but overall, I knew we had a great meeting. I felt confident that we did enough, but at the end of the day, it's more than just that, and so I'm just excited that we're able to get it done.
There seems to be a lot of chatter that you guys are going to be villains now. You're not going to be darlings like you've been for a lot of this 2-year run. How do you think this team will handle that kind of spotlight?
We're going out to play basketball. That's what it boils down to at the end of the day. Whether people love you, whether they hate you, at the end of the day, you got to get between these lines and play the best game that you can possibly play. So that's going to be our focus, and I can't say that I haven't been a villain once or twice in my career anyway, so looking forward to it.
If you could think back a couple weeks to where you were walking out of that arena after Game 7 and then sitting up on that podium today, just what was this day like for you?
Almost surreal. You never expect to add a player of Kevin's caliber a couple weeks after you lose in the playoffs. It was kind of strange, but euphoric as well. I mean, he's such a great player, a great person, great teammate, fits right in with our guys, and so to see him with that Warrior jersey was pretty cool.
You know what we're going to do in the media. You landed the big fish in free agency, but now we're going to say, how on earth can these 4 guys play with one basketball? What's your response to that kind of talk?
Well, they all like to pass, and that's the truth. I think one of the reasons we've been good the last couple of years is the number of playmakers that we have on the floor at any given time. Whether it's Sean Livingston, Andre, Bogut, Draymond, Steph, and Clay. I mean, we move the ball, and a lot of people can make plays, and Kevin is a great passer, and he didn't come here to score 35 a game. He came here to play with the 4 guys that went to New York to recruit him. That was the main pitch, was just those guys, and they all like to pass. They all love to play the game. They play it in a style that includes everyone, and we think Kevin will fit right into that.
For the better part of 2 seasons, you guys have really been darlings of this league. But now, in a lot of other cities, you're not going to be seen that way, even maybe more than those Bulls team you played on. This team is going to be painted as villains. How do you think your guys are going to handle that?
It already started kind of by the end of the year. We could kind of feel it a little bit. I think we've won at a really high rate, obviously, the last 2 years. And at first we were on our honeymoon period, and then we got married, I guess, and reality kind of set in, and we had that feeling of being, the villain or whatever. And now I'm sure we will be more so. But you want to be one or the other. Or you want to be either the darling or the villain. When you're stuck in between and nobody cares, that's when you got a problem.